Hey there everybody and welcome. It's Jackie here at stampingjack.com. It is Wednesday the 30th of March and welcome to this week's live. I'm just going to check my settings, make sure that I'm live in the right places. Every week Facebook does something different, so let's see what it does this week. When you arrive, just leave me a comment below so I know you're here. Here we go. That looks right. Just give it a couple of seconds. Just try and refresh. So how is everybody? Hope you're well. I've been busy here as usual. My son finished school for the Easter holidays last week, so I travelled to the UK to get him and bring him home. So he's home for the next month or so, which is really, really lovely. I'm just taking some tea. And then, of course, we got back and I tested positive for COVID, which was great. So thankfully, I don't have any symptoms. I'm just positive, so that means I need to self-isolate. But in truth, in reality, that doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me because I work from home all the time anyway, so just means I can't get out to the shops. But I've got some visitors due in a few days, so I'm hoping that I get the all clear in time for that. Now, I don't know if it's my internet or my corresponding laptop, but I seem to have slowed down. So hi Lynn, welcome. Thank you for sharing. So yes, just a reminder to everybody, and if you're watching the replay on YouTube, to please share this video, and that would be really, really great. I've got some fun stuff planned for you tonight. So as you'll see from here, we've got our Savings in Bloom promotion, which ends tomorrow. So I'm going to go through that. This is some our mini cotton emboss machine and some bundles that are 20% off. So I'm going to be playing with some of those tonight. We've also got our what we're calling our last chance product promotion. That's also started. So this is obviously our annual catalogue. Let me just grab it. So at the moment we have our annual catalogue, which runs until the end of April, and then we have our mini catalogue, which runs until the end of May. So we've been given the list of what's going to retire from the main catalogue, because the new catalogue will be released soon. Now, I've seen the new catalogue in PDF form, and there's some really, really cool stuff in there. So I haven't had an opportunity yet to do what I normally do, which is a video where I go through this catalogue page by page, just highlighting what's going, what's staying, and all of those things. Some of these are discounted up to 50%. Now, you can access these and you can purchase these straight away via my online store. I posted the link last week, but I'll post it again. I've checked the inventory today, and some things are going on low inventory, so it's worth going on there and having a look, because it puts them all in one place for you so you can clearly see. But very easily, all of our ink colours for 2020 to 2022 are retiring. So that includes inks, refills, paper, ribbons, anything that's got ink colours in them. All of our designer series papers are going, so like that. And if you like any of the papers in here, now is a good time to stock up. And then various stamp sets, bundles, and other products are retiring. So I will try very hard to do a video walkthrough for you that goes through it page by page to see what's going and what's staying, and also my recommendations for what you need to get your hands on. Hi Sue, hi Kat, hi Diane, hi Sue. Good to see you all. Just catching up on the comments, make sure I'm up to date with everyone who's here, so welcome. So yes, that's last chance products. Make sure and go and check them out straight away. And then, as I mentioned, our current ink colours, one of our current sets of ink colours is going away. Excuse me, I'm just going to grab them here. It's these ones, which is Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, Misty Moonlight, Just Jade, and cinnamon cider. So they're going away at the end of this month, at the end of April, I mean, and will be replaced by a new set of ink colours. So I don't have them. I don't have a paper version of the catalogue, but I couldn't show you that anyway. But I can show you a picture of what they're going to look like. So are you ready to see what our next set of ink colours are going to be? Kat, I see you're on here. You might already know this, but I think you're going to be very happy about one of these. I gave a hint to it yesterday. So here are the new ink colours for 22 to 24. So they're here for 2 years. So we've got Orchid Oasis, which my printer is not great, but this is kind of like a purpley blue. Really, really lovely. I think this will go beautifully with like our Night of Navy, or coordinate with our pinks, or it'll be a lovely mid-tone between our Gorgeous Grape and our Highland Heather. So that's really good. We've got Sweet Sorbet, which again is a kind of a reddy pink. We did have a colour a few years ago. I can't remember what it was called, but I think it was Raspberry Ripple or something, and that was quite similar. So I'm looking forward to that. This one I'm really excited about. This is Parakeet Party, but you can see here, this is it next to Lemon Lime Twist. And you all know how much I loved Lemon Lime Twist, so I'm really, really delighted that that one's coming back. And I hope when I see it in person, it's actually going to be what I think it is. So fingers crossed for me, everybody. But if that's what I think it's going to be anything like Lemon Lime Twist, I'm going to be a very, very, very happy bunny. Let's just see, I can see some comments scrolling through there. There we go. So then we have Starry Sky. So again, that's quite similar to Misty Moonlight, but it's a little bit lighter. And then we have Tahitian Tide, which is a beautiful turquoise colour. And again, a few years ago, we had a colour called Tempting Turquoise, and that looks very similar. So I'm really pleased to have that back. So there's quite a lot of blue in here, which I was a bit surprised at to begin with, because we do have quite a few blues. I was hoping for a pink of some sort, but I'm actually really pleased with these colours. So I'm looking forward to having them in the flesh. So I get, as a demonstrator, I get to order from the new catalogue from tomorrow. So I'm working through, as usual, I've written up my list and it's like ridiculously long. So I'm going to have to whittle it down. Now, normally the pre-order is limited to certain products. You can't order from the whole catalogue straight away. So I'll wait and see what I can order. So back to the current promotion that's running. So the last chance products are available while stocks last. So it's best not to hang about if there's something in particular that you've got your eye on. So the Savings Are in Bloom promotion, this ends tomorrow. So this is where we've got 20% off our mini Stampin cotton emboss machine. Now you guys will be familiar that I use this all the time in my lives. It's just, this is it here. It's just a really handy little size for being on the desk, and like my old Cuttlebug used to do, or still does, it folds up very, very nicely and neatly. So that's 20% off. So if you're starting out and you don't have a die cutting machine, this is a really good starter one, because, you know, most dies actually fit through the narrower one, and we do have some embossing folders as well. So if you want to sort of dip your toe into die cutting, this is a really good way to do it. And then on top of that, there's various bundles which are 20% off, and these bundles have dies in them, or feature dies that will work with this machine. So we've got the All Squared Away bundle, which is this one, and we played with this one last week to make these what I thought were super cards. So I would definitely recommend that you try and get your hands on that before the discount goes away. I can't remember if this is retiring or not. Let me see. I've got my glasses. If anybody on there knows off the top of their heads if it is or not. have a look. I don't think... No, I don't think they're retiring. I don't think so, but I can't be sure. But either way, this is a good one to get at 20% off. The others that you can get are the art gallery. We're going to be playing, I don't know if you can, a bit blurry there. We'll be playing with that tonight. We've got the Beauty of Friendship bundle. So I think in the new catalogue, I think the dies are retiring, but the stamp set's staying. Can't remember which way around. Going to be playing with that tonight. Got the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle, Garden Wishes. This is a great one. This has been on my list for a little while, but other stuff just keeps popping up to the top as new stuff comes out. Hydrangea Heaven, Pansy Patch, Quiet Meadow. I did a live just on Quiet Meadow when the catalogue first launched, but we're going to be playing with that again tonight. We've got the Seascape bundle, Sweet as a Peach, Welcoming Window, What's Cooking, and Wildcats. So I would definitely recommend, if you haven't done so already, to pick up the Quiet Meadow bundle. The Garden Wishes, absolutely Art Gallery would be my first choice, and the Square All Squared Away, and Beauty of Friendship. And of course they're the ones that I actually have, so that's why I would recommend them, because they are my favourites. So let me just... My computer just crashed on me, so I can't keep an eye on comments and things. So I'm just waiting for it to reappear. Okay, so I think you're all there. So, shall we get on with some cards? I'm just going to take a sip of tea. What's everybody drinking? Have you got a drink with you for tonight? I'd love to know. Right, so let's start with the art gallery. Now, I have managed to mislay some of my dies, I don't know where they've gone, which cut out these flowers and this flower. So I'm a bit limited in what I can show you today, but one of the key things I love about this set is actually the Just Wanted to Say die. So we're going to make a card using that. Okay, so I've just got, this is going to be a really simple card. I've got a Whisper White base, a Night of Navy, don't need that, a Night of Navy layer, and then a layer of Whisper White again. Prosecco, Diane. Ooh, decadent. Well done, you. Okay, so then what I've got here are my foam adhesive sheets, because I want to pop this up. Lynn's got Pepsi Max. Ooh, nice. I like that too. So what I've got is a scrap of Whisper White. I'm going to trim that down, and then I'm going to stick that onto this piece of my foam sheet. So I'm just going to, excuse me, do that. Will this fit on here? Yes, it will. So I just lay my cardstock down like so, and then I'm just going to trim it with my scissors. Okay, so now what I have is my cardstock with foam behind it, and then I'm just going to lay my die down on here. Let's bring in my little mini boss, as we call it, and just run that through. Now, if you don't have the adhesive foam sheets, first of all you should, but if you don't, then there's a couple of other ways that you could do this. You could cut this out a couple of times on regular cardstock and just stick them together. Or if you had just plain white craft foam, you could cut it out from the foam if you wanted, and that would give you the same effect. So let me just make sure that's, yep. So now we'll just pop that off. And yeah, it doesn't have to be white, it could be any colour craft foam. Okay, so now what happens is when we pop this out, bit trickier than normal because it's a sticker, but you can see it's got the adhesive backing on it already and it's thick. So let me just ease these out. You've got to be a little bit careful. And the other thing with this one is don't forget the top of the J. Now my backing paper is coming off of this, so I'm going to come back to this in a second. And I'm going to create my background. Okay, so for this, I'm going to grab my, where is it? I'm going to grab my Balmy Blue ink pad and a brush, blending brush. So as usual, I haven't yet marked up any of my brushes, so I keep promising to do that, and I should really, because I use these all the time, and every time I have to double check which brush to use because I haven't labelled them up. All I need to do is just stick a little bit of cardstock on the handle here somewhere just to say blue, because I don't have one for every individual colour. I just keep one for blues, one for greens, that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do, this is really, really easy, okay, is I'm just going to create a little background here. Now, I shouldn't really have had that spot there, but it's not such a big deal because my die is going to place or cover that up. So I'm just going to use the actual die for placement. Okay, now the way this works is you've got the just want to say, and then in here you've got a number of different sentiments. So I'm going to leave it there, and I want you to let me know which one you want me to use. Miss you, happy birthday, congratulations, good luck, sorry, thank you, best wishes, you are lovely, or thinking of you. So I'm going to leave that there. So whilst I do this, you can think about and vote for what sentiment you think I should put on here. Okay. And then I'm going to actually grab my Quiet Meadow stamp set, because it's got this fantastic splodge on there. You know, that's the technical term. So I'm just going to ink this up, and just to create a little bit of additional texture around. Okay. So we all know how important a good splodge as a stamp set is. Lynn says you are lovely, or congratulations. Okay, so whilst you're voting, now I'm going to come back to my sentiment. Peel the backing off. What you've just got to watch out for is these little bits. Make sure that we get rid of those. And of course I'm getting adhesive all over me. Well, it's not getting all over me, but I'm just sticking to it. Diane says congratulations. So I'm not sticking it down, I'm just placing it for the moment. It does seem a bit like a congratulations type card, doesn't it? Those splotches. Again, for your background, you could just do this straight onto patterned paper, and that's your card done. And no, hang on, I just need to concentrate on what I'm doing here for a second instead of chatting at the same time. That is a good splodge, Diane. I do like it. As I say, quite a lot of our stamp sets do have splodges in them, but I think the Quiet Meadow is probably one of my favourites. Okay, just want, so again I'm just trying to get this straight, two, say. And if you're just cutting this out of cardstock, it's not so bad. And in fact, it's not normally as tricky as this. Not sure quite what I didn't do right there. Maybe I should have run it through a second time. Right, so let's pop my J. Just want to say. So I think we're got a consensus on congratulations. So I think we'll go for that. Just want to say, there we go, and then we've got a little scrap here, and I'm going to stamp on that using Knighted Navy. Like that. And Knighted Navy is here. So let's say congratulations. Okay, and then there is a die. We'll cut out the congratulations. So we'll stamp that on our scrap. I don't need to worry too much about getting it straight because I'm going to cut it out. Okay. There we go. There you've got our die. So let's move this stuff out of the way and it's time to assemble. Dies there, so don't lose them as well. Okay. Now I'm going to pop this up. And put it there. So I've got my mini dimensionals. Right, and then just glue our layers together. And of course, I think what we need on here is a little bit of wink of Stella, don't you think? So let's just fold our card base. Okay, so let's get our wink of Stella. Go. And here we have it. Don't know if you can see the shimmer on there. And then we just get rid of our waste. So that's the first card using the art gallery bundle. Okay, so let's pop that to one side. Next up is a really, really simple card. So this is using the Beauty of Friendship, and I'm also playing with the Over the Horizon Designer Series paper pack. So this is, again, this is currently in the Spring Summer catalogue. I love this. It's one of those where I love the paper, but it's so beautiful that I probably feel really nervous about using it. So I've challenged myself to use it tonight. So I've cut myself a piece of, so you can see it's got these lovely purples and blues and pinks, but I've got this scene here, and I haven't decided yet whether I want to use, this is a layer of basic grey and this is smoky slate, and I'm not sure if I want it to be smoky slate card base or whisper white card base. But what I'm going to do is actually the stamp set I'm going to use is actually Art Gallery. It's this one. No, I'm going to use Thinking of You, which is this one here. So this would make a good sympathy card. Yeah. I'm just going to stamp this in basic grey. And it is gorgeous paper, Diane. Absolutely beautiful. Like I says, it definitely falls into the category of too pretty to use. But you got the paper share, so you should have a quarter pack of this stuff. Okay, so let's ink that up. I'm going to make sure that's... Yep. And actually my basic grey is not as dark as I'd like, so I'm going to use my black instead. I want to make sure that it really shows up. It stays on. There we go. Okay. So have we got any thoughts about whether we want a whisper white base or a basic or a smoky slate base? Sue, this is the Over the Horizon or New Horizons paper pack. This is in the Spring Summer catalogue. So that's in the mini catalogue. Okay. So I'm just going to glue this down. So Diane says a white base, not grey. Any advances on white? I think I might agree with you. Oh, difference of opinion. Lynn says smoky slate. Now just bear with me 1 second, because I think this needs some birds just to finish it off. So there is a coordinating stamp set and dies that goes with this paper, but we've got some stuff here. So I'm going to just take, this is the beautiful moment, so I'm just going to take the birds that are in here. Okay. And using my stays on again, I'm just going to add, so the idea behind this paper is that you can just stamp a few things on like that and create some horizons. You could stamp some little trees or whatever it was you wanted on there, but I just want to keep this really pared back. Okay, I think we've got a consensus for white. Okay, so let's go with that. There we go, and then I'm going to, yeah, I'm not going to bother popping this up. So you can see this is just this is why I love this paper. It's also why I don't use it, because it's too gorgeous. But there you go. That's your entire card. Really, really super simple. As I said, make a really nice sympathy card. There we go. So that's card number 2. Using so that was the Beauty of Friendship stamp set. Okay, so now continuing on with the Beauty of Friendship, got some lovely, lovely dies with this. So if I show you, it comes with the beautiful trees dies. So what we've got is this big one, which is the outline that we've got here. And then we've got some little birds, we've got some labels, a smaller tree. So this cuts out this cuts out, this is 2-step stamping, and then this, oh, you can't see that. So this cuts out these, and then this cuts out these. And then, like I said, you've got some lovely sentiments, and then a nice little splodge there. So, again, I'm just going to use, this is another piece of the New Horizons Designer Series paper. So you can see that it's much more plainly patterned on the back side, but I love this. It's just gorgeous. So I'm just going to, and I've got a base of Evening Evergreen. Okay, that's picking out that dark green. Okay, I'm just going to grab a piece from my inside, because I'm going to stamp on the inside layer. So I'm going to stamp the I'm going to use my Evening Evergreen, which is one of our current in colours, which is with us for another year, which is great because I love this colour. Okay, and then I'm going to take the, I want this sort of like the distinctive image, so that is this one, and I'm going to, I'm going to use Soft Succulent, which is another one of our current in colours. And I love these two colours together, but I'm going to stamp this off. So there we go. I've got this lovely detail. I'm actually going to stamp it a second time. There we go, look at that. So this is really, this screams autumn and winter to me. But I think it works equally well at other times. So I'm going to pop that on the inside. And then I'm going to trim this piece down. So I want this bit. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this down to 10 by 14. So bear with me one sec. Here we go, and then I'm left with a lovely piece on the side. Okay, so again we'll just pop our tree in the center here, and let's see, what sentiment will I use for this one. So whatever it is, I shall stamp it in Evening Evergreen, but let's have a look. We had any thoughts? So I think Thinking of You would work on this as well. Yeah, let's do Thinking of You. I've already got it out anyway, have I? Yeah. So no, I'm not going to use Thinking of You, and I'll tell you why, because it doesn't fit. I'm just going to do Hello instead. I'm not going to do Thank You, because I always need thank you cards. You never know, one of you ladies might get one of these. And I send out my thank yous for your orders. Now there is a die. There are dies in here that will cut out the sentiments, but I'm just going to keep it really, really simple. There we go. And then I'm going to use my mini dimensionals on here to pop this up. And in fact, I'm going to use my black ones because they'll be less obvious. And grab my scissors. I'm going to trim some of these down. So you can see I'm just cutting them in half so that I can place them strategically amongst the branches. Not too worried about making sure that they're fully supported all the way because they're quite small. So, and having them sticking up like this just creates a little bit of dimension. And I think I am going to put an extra one along the trunk because, like any good tree, it's supported by its trunk. There we go. Oops. Peel off the backing. So these black, I normally use white for most things, but the black dimensionals are good for cases like this where you're sticking down something. It doesn't have to be black, but just dark or cardstock. Your dimensionals are less obvious, and especially if it's quite a narrow piece like this where you might, if it was white, even if they didn't stick out, you would see them and notice them. Okay, and then again, I think let's do those birds again, shall we? I liked those. So I'll do those in black. Here we go. Alrighty, and then we'll just glue that down. So you can't go wrong with tree dies. Now the other thing I just want to show you, I don't have a card, but I want to show you something about these dies. So let me just finish this off. Okay, and then we'll just pop our piece on the inside. So you could even stamp some of these trees on some of this paper to create a scene if you wanted. Okay, but I'll show you. These are layering dies, so we've got some layers. So we've got, here's the tree, so I've cut this out using our wood grain patterned paper. And then you have a solid image, okay, which is also the stamp. And then you've also got this image, which I've cut it out of another pattern in the paper. But you can layer it on top so you can create that dimension. Or you can do it like this, which I quite like, is where you can either have it like that so that you can see. So I think this is good for like springtime and so on. So you can kind of see the branches in between. And then you can layer it behind as well. So you've got that full dimension. So I think that's really, really clever. And like I said, there's lots you can do with that. But for this one, I just felt like it only needed that silhouette. It was really, really lovely. So there we go. That is the beautiful trees, dies, and what's the stamp set? Beautiful friendship, is it? Beauty of friendship. Okay, and then let's just pop these away. Ooh, are you guys still with me? I think I'm missing the comments. So shout if you're still there. Let's put that down there. There's that. And now, next up is the Quiet Meadow bundle. Again, I really, really like this bundle. Had a lot of fun with it, and I love the dies. The dies, even if you didn't get the stamp set, the dies are fantastic. Just going to take another sip of tea. Good, you're still there. Thank you. Right, so you'll remember for this card, I trimmed this piece down, and what I was left with was a scrap. So this was the original piece. Okay, so I've left with this scrap. So I'm going to pick up the purple on here, and I'm layering this up with rich raspberry. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that down. Okay, and then I've also got, just creates a little border. I've also got some of our vellum. Now, what are we calling this vellum? This is, I think it's the vellum layering designs. So this has got different patterns on the vellum. Hi Jewel, welcome. So what I'm going to do, I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but I've got this piece which is the white on white. Do that so you can really see the pattern. It's basically a map, but I love the white on the vellum. So what I'm going to do is I've just cut this to be the same size as my card front. So it just adds a little bit of very subtle texture to my card. Okay, and what I'm going to do, because this is going to get stuck down over it, is I'm not going to glue this bit. I'm just going to put some glue down this side. Okay, because I know that this will sit over it. So this is the trick with vellum, is always to conceal your adhesive. Okay, so if we do that. Okay, so you can see the adhesive on there, so I want to cover that up. So I'm just going to use that. But again, we've got just like a little extra layer of our vellum there. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is take the dies from here. Okay, so we've got quite a few different ones. So we've got some nice long sort of leafy ones. We've got some bushy leafy ones. And then we've got these two flowers. We've got some butterflies. And these pieces are the centers of some of the flowers here. Okay, but I'm going to stick with just some these little skinny ones. Okay, and I'm going to, not sure what I want, so I'm going to cut a few. Okay, so I'm going to do some using the rich raspberry. Okay, so I'm going to run these two through. Okay, and then you guys will help me decide. Whoops, excuse me, because that's what we like to do. We'll just run these two really quickly. Okay. And then I'm going to cut some out using our vellum. Oops. Okay, so again I've got some scraps of the different, so we've got some different patterns here of the vellum. So we've got the white on white script, we've got the map again, and we've got some black and white. So I'm going to start with the map scrap because it ties in with the background that we've got. We'll just line those up. Run them through. Okay. Right, and then I think we will do, I think I'll probably want something that maybe is a bit of a background. So I think I'm going to take this rather bushy one and I'm going to cut it from this, which is the scripty vellum. Now, if you don't have patterned vellum, you can just use ordinary vellum. By the time you've die cut it and everything else, it's a minor detail, especially as this is such a subtle vellum pattern. Okay. I'm going to run this one through twice because it's quite detailed. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, that looks lovely. Look at that. Beautiful. So you can see what I mean is that once you've die cut it, you can't really tell that that's text. So don't get too hung up on the patterns, so to speak. Okay, so let's bring back in our piece. And then I'm going to, the other thing is in here is not in here, in the pack, there is this die. So I'm going to do another thinking of you card just to be consistent. Hi Mary, you're watching stand-up comedy. Well, it's not me. I can tell you that. I hope lots of money is being raised. Right, rich raspberry. Okay, so just going to stamp the thinking of you on my scrap of white. Don't like that, so let's try the other side. That's better. And then we'll just cut that one out. Oops. Let's try and make sure that that's straight. If I was being super careful, I would put some washi tape on there. There we go. So I think we've got all of our... So this is the faffiest card, for want of a better word, this evening. Okie dokie. And now we're just going to assemble. So this now comes the fun part. Okay, so our piece is going to go like that. I'm just going to pop out all the innards for these die cuts. So we've got our purple ones and our vellum ones. There we go. Okay, so our thinking of you is going to go like that, and So as you know, ladies, this is the toughest part of any project, is the final assembly and arrangement of our elements. So looking at it, actually, I think I don't want this one. I think I just want to keep them straight like that. I think that will look better. And then it needs, how about if we were to add a little bit of fresh freesia ribbon behind. Not sure, so let's try and see. Or go with the old favourite, which is the white. So let's see. This is my white crinkle seam binding ribbon. So that's the white ribbon. That's the purple ribbon. Yeah, I think the white. Okay, so let's assemble. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. So I'm going to pop this one up. Okay, so do any of you have any of these? Oh, which way is it now? Whew. Do any of you have any of these bundles already? Right, so that's that. And then, like I normally do with these things, I'm just going to put some adhesive just here, so it's going to sit behind where the thinking of you is going to go. Just noticed I need to pop out the edges there. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay these down. What I'm trying to do is make the bottoms neat, if I can. There we go. Okay, and my thinking of you, I'm going to pop it up, but I'm going to need to put double dimensionals on this side because this layer is already popped up. So we'll put one here, but we'll do a double layer here so that they're the same height. And I need my ribbon. So I'm actually going to glue dot my ribbon on. Pop a glue dot on here. A couple of glue dots. So you don't need to worry too much about them being held in place because the label will do that job for me. Go, and then probably just need a little bit of Vellum. But let me see what I want to put on there. This is what I'm thinking. These are our polished dots, so they've got a little bit of that pinky colour in them that will pick up the tones in the paper. So grab and take a pick tool. We'll just add a couple. Got a white one there. There we go. So there we have it. That's using the Quiet Meadow stamp set and dies. So now let's bring in our cards. It's that time of the evening. It's time to vote. Who has Quiet Meadow's bundle and it's their fave? Yeah. This, as I say, when it first came out, I extolled its virtues, so to speak. So I'm glad to see that a number of you have it already. So let us come back. So again, we've got, these are all really, really simple cards, and using this New Horizons paper really is just makes the cards so easy. So this is using the, let's come back. So this is the Savings Are in Bloom promotion. So this is using the Art Gallery bundle. This is the Quiet Meadows, and these two are made using the Beauty of Friendship. And as I said last week, we made a number of cards using the All Squared Away bundle, which I had here, but I don't know what I've done with them. Showed them to you earlier. So what is your favourite? 1, 2, 3 or 4? Just a little bit. So as I say, these bundles are only on offer. I've only got that 20% off until tomorrow. So do make sure, I'm going to pull my camera up a little bit so that you can see all 4. So do make sure to pick them up by end of tomorrow if you want to get the discount. And as I say, we've got our there we go. We've got our last chance list has been released, which is the list of all the items that are retiring from the annual catalogue to make room for the new goodies in the annual catalogue. So as I say, you can see what they are on. Can't see the bottom two, Jules. So hopefully you can see them all now. So yeah, you can find out what's retiring if you go straight to my online shop. So that's stampinjack.com/shop, and you can find them. But as I say, I'll be working on a video for you before next week, which goes through the catalogue page by page to explain to you what's going and what's staying. So let's see, what have we got? Ooh. So Kat says 2, 4, 3, 1. 1, 2, 4, 3. 2, 4, 3. 2, 4, 3, 1. Wow, it's quite a wide 4, 3. Quite a wide range here. You're not of one mind tonight, so I'm glad you've enjoyed it. And thank you for being with me, and I will see you all again next week. Bye.